Assalamu alaikum dear students, I am Shahzad Qamar and you are watching official YouTube channel Ch.Ghulam Rasul&sons, and we are going to discuss first lesson from grade 6 English. And this first chapter is about the patience of the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the name of chapter is the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a symbol of patience. In this chapter, we will be told about his patience, his courage and endurance, and how he bore the worst circumstances while he started preaching God's message. This chapter consists upon 3 parts. The first part is text, theme, and vocabulary content. Then second part is about language. The third part is about grammar. So we are going to discuss first part, then second and third part will be in the series. So what about first part? I'll be telling you the theme. The theme of this chapter is how to be patient. हमें सब्र व तहम्मुल का मुजाहरा कैसे करना होता है जब सर्कमस्टांसेस मुश्किल हो जाते हैं, जब हमारे ऊपर कोई ऐसी मुश्किल घड़ी आ जाती है कि जब हमारे लिए जिंदा रहना भी मुश्किल हो जाता है. So how we should stand before the circumstances. So नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ख़ातमुन नबीयीन ने अपनी ज़िंदगी में अपनी एग्ज़ाम्पल से हमें ये दिखा दिया कि किस तरह से हम खुद को मुश्किलात के सामने खड़ा कर सकते हैं, किस तरह हम डटे रह सकते हैं. This unit has a very brief story from the life of Hazrat Muhammad Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that how Sheb Abi Talib occurred. अगर हम शेब अबी तालिब के वाक़े के मुतालिक बात करते हैं तो it started in 616 and it ends in 690, यानी 616 ईस्वी में ये शुरू हुआ और 619 ईस्वी में ये ख़त्म होता है. What happens when Hazrat Muhammad Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam started preaching God's message? At that time, pagan Arabs started opposing him. They didn't want him to preach God's message. They wanted to stop him. They offered him kingship, even leadership of the clan, but Nabi Kareem Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam refused everything. So they compelled him to go to Sheb Abi Talib and stay over there with his family and relatives. So 3 years, 616 to 619, Nabi Kareem lived over there with his family, and it was a very difficult time for him. He was unable to do anything, and there was nothing to eat, there was nothing to rest, and it was only mountain. ये एक पहाड़ी है और एक घाटी है. अब वहाँ पर गार हैं, उन गारों में आप लोग रहते थे. वहाँ पर बहुत मुश्किल हालात थे, लेकिन आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने बहुत पेशेंस का, सब्र का, तहम्मुल का मुजाहरा किया. तो इन 3 सालों के बाद जब 619 ईस्वी का टाइम आया तो फिर ये जो मुआहदा था, जो सारे कुरैश के सरदारों ने मिलकर जिस पर दस्तखत करके उसको खाना काबा में लटकाया हुआ था, उसको उन्होंने फिर ख़त्म किया. कुछ सरदार जो थे उनको जो है वो इस बात पर फिर रंज हुआ कि इस तरह से एक फैमिली जो है मुश्किल हालात में गुजारा कर रही है, तो फिर जब 619 में वो मुआहदा ख़त्म हुआ तो फिर नबी अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम को वापस आने की जो है वो इजाज़त मिली उनकी फ़ैमिली के साथ। तो फिर आप वापस मक्का आए। तो ये एक बहुत मुश्किल टाइम था उनके लिए। इस कहानी में, इस स्टोरी में हम बच्चों को, हमारे बच्चों को ये बताया गया है कि हमने किस तरह से मुश्किलात का सामना करना है। जी, तो उम्मीद है आपको थीम और टेक्स्ट की समझ आई होगी। तो अब हम चलते हैं नेक्स्ट पार्ट की तरफ। बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम डियर स्टूडेंट्स। Now we are in the second phase of our lecture. We are going to discuss SLOs, the student learning outcomes after reading the text. These SLOs are based on the text which is given in the chapter, and we have to learn many things about the text. Actually, the text reading is also a very important thing for the students, is very important phase for the students to learn. So in this chapter, learning about the reading strategies of text is very important. So first is content and vocabulary. I have already highlighted it. Reading strategies: locate, scan specific information, means how to take the information from the text, and then articulate and practice the diagrams. What are diagrams? We will discuss it in detail. And silent letters, this is also a detailed discussion in the coming. And topic sentence, summary, syllable in different words, phrasal verbs, classifying the nouns, use article, correct punctuation, capitalization, spelling, and then simple present tense. These are the student learning outcomes which we are going to discuss in this chapter. So this is the text. We have already gone through the theme, and the text is also related to the theme. So what are pre-reading? Two questions. What do you know about the word boycott? There is a word boycott which is again and again discussed, because main theme of the chapter is also about the social boycott, and that means ban, to stop someone, to stop something, and to stop having any connection with someone. And then second question is subjective question, that have you ever faced someone boycotting and what was your reaction? Means क्या कभी आपसे भी किसी ने कोई boycott किया, उस पर आपका क्या reaction था? So this is what we are having in the text. And after the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wa sahabihi wasallam started preaching of Islam, the pagan Arabs became his enemies. They tortured him in different ways so that he could not preach Islam as a true religion. There is a word very important, preaching. Preaching means giving message. The Holy Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam reacted to the oppression. Oppression means ill treatment. Oppression of the non-Muslim with the highest level of resolve. Resolve means determination, pukhta irada, azam, and persistence. Persistence means also resolution. His definitive dependence was on Allah, and he, Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, took advantage of the force of confidence. Then the second paragraph is, the boycott occurred between 616 to 619 AD. There were a few occasions that gave reasons of boycott of the Banu Hashim and Banu Muttalib clans. Here you are given the reasons why this boycott occurred. Okay, so I'm highlighting this so that you could understand. It is also the answer of a question in the exercise. Okay, and this is also an answer of the question. I hope you can understand. I have highlighted the two answers of two questions. Okay, the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam belonged to these clans. One reason was Hazrat Hamza, Embracing Islam means Hazrat Hamza radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, the uncle of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, accepted Islam, and that was the thing which was unacceptable for the pagan Arabs. So embracing means acceptance. Islam, and other was that a few Muslims had moved to Abyssinia. So this was first migration of Muslims from Makkah to Abyssinia. Abyssinia is the place. Moreover, the number of Muslims was gradually rising, and this irritated pagans. They attempted different ways to prevent the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam from spreading Islam openly. In their last attempt, they went to Hazrat Abu Talib, the uncle of the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and requested that they would give the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam anything to stop spreading Islam. Means they wanted him to stop spreading Islam at any cost. The Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam rejected this idea. This further annoyed the non-Muslims. The Quraysh could not harm the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as it would create a tribal conflict with Banu Hashim and Banu Muttalib. These were two clans related to Hazrat Muhammad Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they didn't want to have a war with them. So they decided to make a boycott. Abu Jahl in this way proposed boycotting. उसने कहा जी कि boycott कर देते हैं. Boycott मैंने बता चुका हूँ आपको कि stop relations. The families that were safeguarding the Holy Rasul, safeguarding means आपका साथ देना, आपकी हिफाजत करना. Safeguarding the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, since the Muslims have boycotted our religion and social traditions, we will blacklist them economically. Economically means मुआशी तौर पर, money matters में. उन्होंने कहा कि हम इनके साथ बिल्कुल जो है वो बाइकआउट कर देंगे. और socially means मिलना जुलना, लोगों के साथ relation में होना. So it was decided that no business and trade would be made with them. The provision of food was also stopped. Provision means supply. तो फूड की सप्लाई जो थी वो भी बंद कर दी गई, और हर तरह से नबी अकरम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के साथ जो है वो बाइकआउट कर दिया गया. देयर इज़ अ क्वेश्चन व्हाइल रीडिंग. क्वेश्चन इज व्हाई डिडंट दे किल द होली रसूल खातमुन नबीयीन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम. तो उन्होंने क्यों नहीं आपको कत्ल किया, तो उसकी वजह यहाँ पे बयान कर दी गई है. बिकॉज they didn't want any war. The document was signed by 40 heads. Document means क्या? Document means उनका जो एक लिखा हुआ बाकायदा उन्होंने एक मुआहदा लिखा जो उन्होंने साइन किया 40 different heads of clans ने. Clan means कबीला, tribe. They hanged it inside the Kaaba as well to inform pilgrims to Makkah. Banu Muttalib and Banu Hashim alongside their kids and ladies were also sent out of Makkah to a close by place called Shebe Abi Talib. So Shebe Abi Talib is a place where they had been sent. So this is the picture of Shebe Abi Talib. This is a mountain, and it is a place where there are caves. तो आप नबी करीम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम को उन caves में रहना पड़ा. There was not really any food, and this is also the answer of a question. There was not really any food. They had to eat leaves and bark. ठीक है, leaves to remain to alive, and this is the answer. The eager cries of the kids could be heard the entire way to Makkah. They ate bark. Bark means छाल. Trees की जो छाल होती है ऊपर वाली. Trees for their survival. Survival means जिंदा रहना, बचना, बचने के लिए कोशिश करना. Whenever the Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam would say prayers, he could hear the cries of the kids and ladies, but he kept on with his patience. Patience means sabr karna, tahammul karna. The Holy Rasul Khatamun Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked his supporters. Supporters means उनका साथ देने वाले, defenders, to respond to abuse विद पीसफुलनेस। उन्होंने कहा कि जो ये आपके साथ अब्यूसिव जो है बिहेवियर कर रहे हैं, आपने इनके साथ पीसफुल रहना है। टॉलरेंस एंड टायरलेसनेस, ही खातमुन नबीयीन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम एंड हिज फॉलोअर्स वर बीइंग ट्राइड विद देयर लाइव्स। ट्राइड का मतलब इम्तहान में थे वो लोग, एंड देयर यंगस्टर्स एंड देयर स्पॉजेस, बट दे बोर इट ऑल विद पेशेंस। स्पॉजेस मीन्स क्या होता है, जो अज़दवाज में होता है, यानी बीवी या हस्बैंड दोनों को स्पॉज कहा जाता है। एट लास्ट द बायकॉट एंडेड इन 619 AD. The Rasul's Khatam Nabiyyin sallallahu alaihi wasallam's patience in all these hardships is a lesson. It is also the answer of a question कि क्या लेसन मिलता है हमें। तो लेसन क्या मिला कि तमाम तरह हार्डशिप्स में हमें डिटर्मिन रहना चाहिए, पेशेंस के साथ। फॉर ऑल द मुस्लिम्स फॉर देयर पीसफुल एग्जिस्टेंस इन द वर्ल्ड। मुसलमानों को अपने पीसफुल एग्जिस्टेंस के लिए हमेशा क्या करना चाहिए, पेशेंस इख्तियार करनी चाहिए। एवरी मुस्लिम शुड फॉलो दीज गोल्डन एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ द लाइफ ऑफ द होली रसूल खातमुन नबीय्यीन सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। सो वी आर डन विद टेक्स्ट. Now we are moving towards the exercise.